So I'll probably start off with first off, how did you get into the Cardano ecosystem? Like, why did you choose Cardano to build ADAZoo?
Well, why Cardano? I started with blockchain and crypto, like I think everybody. Like I got introduced
Yeah.
to a far distant friend, and I started playing with it because I'm a technical person, so I was
Yeah.
curious about the technology. So I dove in, and I started playing with it. I was like, this is not how it's supposed to work. And then for me, the Cardano story, I think like with a lot of us started with Charles Whiteboard video. Like what was it, October 1st YouTube video, whiteboards, guy I didn't know explaining Gen 1, Gen 2, Gen 3. I was like, after watching it 2 or 3 times, like this guy, he has a good point. He knows what he's talking about.
Mm.
And then I started looking up Cardano, and started playing with that. And in the beginning, there was not a lot to play with. But then the nodes started coming out, the ITN started rolling out. Then I was starting to build tools like for node monitoring. Like they never really released. The community's using a lot better tools at the moment. But yeah, I just started going down the rabbit hole and never stopped. I once started building my own wallet, and that's how I really got familiar with it, how the UTXO model works and all of that. And at a certain point, then Alessandro Spacebot started launching, and I was like, okay, this is cool. The NFTs, how can we give some use case for that? And then I was thinking back, like, yeah, games are cool. I used to play a lot of games in the past, like Pokemon when I was a younger child, and then later some multiplayer games. So how can we combine that? And then a friend of mine, we started exploring just out of technical curiosity, like, can we do it? Like, because it's a big hurdle, of course. It's a big step coming from because it was never done before on Cardano as well. And I think if you look back on all of the different projects, and if you compare the registration dates of the domain names of the websites, I think Cardano Warriors was 2 days ahead of us. So they registered their domain name 2 days ahead of us. And yeah, from there, after a few months, it became clear that it was possible. And then things just started getting real. That was okay. Let's do it. And it grew from being just a pet project into starting a company, and giving up your free time.
Crazy.
Every second you have to do like. There's always something to do. There's always backlog. There's always testing and troubleshooting and management and or delegating or rebuilding or accounting. There's always something to do. So it's but extremely fun and you learn a lot. So that's the amazing part, I think.
So let's dive into what ADAZoo is. So I've been following it for a while. I know the project, and I've seen the mints and stuff over the last year or so. But for the audience that might not know, can we just get a quick overview of what ADAZoo is?
Yeah. ADAZoo is a Cardano video game. It's an online web-based game where you start off in the middle of a town center, and Grandpa Charles.
It's like a top-down view, kind of like a
2D.
RuneScape.
It's very, very Pokemon-like. People compare it to a combination of Pokemon and Zelda, early day Zelda. And you spawn in a town center. Grandpa Charles explains you something went wrong in the zoo, and he warns you if you go outside of the town center, you might get attacked. Okay, then he gives you his protection, his guardian angel. It's not an NFT that you get in the beginning. It's just a starting character. But then you can start exploring the island. You can walk around, and like with Pokemon, if you walk in the tall grass, you might get attacked by wild animals. And there's at this point, I think, 17 species that have different levels of rarity. So the lion and the jaguar, they're only 1%. Albinos, we have albinos as well. That's 0.1%, so they're super rare. And then there's stats, the attack speed, defense, and health. Those stats are also super random based on every character. Each species has a different range on which they can spawn. And then you have to fight them. And if you fight them, then it's up to you. Like, will I capture it? Will I actually? And when you capture it, that's when you mint the NFT of the wild ones. So we started a year ago. We went live on mainnet. Our Gen 1s started minting. And the difference between a Gen 1 and a wild one is the slots. So it's a numeric value in the metadata, and slots are like how many items you can attach to it. Because now,
Gotcha.
with our
Okay.
relaunch last weekend, we introduced the concept of one zoo coin, and then two, the items which you can buy in the store, and you can attach to your lacies, as we call them. Coming from Lovelace, the lacies are the animals that escape the zoo. So it's
Very cool.
yeah,
They're
definitely.
very cute. They're menacing, but
Yeah,
cute at the same time. So it's pretty
combination.
cool.
They
And
have a cuteness level and they have an aggressiveness level. Like they're pretty bulky. Um, but yeah, there's more to come. We still have a few in the pipeline to release. We're doing that gradually. We don't want to release everything at once. It's like introducing a new character that players can go out and search, hunt down, and add to their collection.
that's cool. Okay. So I like this approach. So first off, it's a web-based game. So you can fire up
Correct.
your laptop, browser, whatever it is, and play it almost anywhere. So it's very flexible in that.
Yeah, yeah, indeed. We've been playing with the idea, and we've got a request from the community as well to support mobile, and that's definitely technically possible. Of course, with being crypto games, there's this thing about getting adoption in the App Store or getting rejected by the App Store. If also with Steam, if your games, the NFTs, actually give benefits to the players or unlock game features, then those platforms tend to reject it, and it's still like a vague gray area. So we haven't ventured into that space, one, for that reason, and two, yeah, web wallets. The mobile
Yeah.
wallets are not really yet there. You don't want to go into an app, then switch to your wallet to do interactions. And in the recent relaunch, we did have like the buy now button, which is CIP30 enabled. So you could just serialize as a transaction. You sign it through your wallet. It's a lot more easier than copy pasting an address, copy pasting an amount, and all of that. So it's the web version is pretty well integrated at this point. Mobile,
Oh,
that's the next step.
later.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
You have to do
It
things in
is
step.
definitely a hurdle. Yeah, definitely a hurdle to cross. I know a lot of other games that are trying to work that out as well, and it's roadblock after roadblock because of Apple usually blocking
Exactly. Yeah.
the.
Exactly.
Yeah, they want a piece of that pie. You know, if you're making money selling NFTs, that they want a bit of that cash.
Like the
So
government.
yeah, it's not going to happen. Okay. So the other aspect was how the NFTs actually work. So I thought you had to have an NFT to actually play the game, but from the sounds of how you're describing it, you need to
In the
basically
first,
hunt and collect the NFTs.
yeah, correct. So in the first version, you could just log in, but once you got attacked, you didn't have any defense, so you couldn't start a fight. So that's one thing. But in the beginning, people did have to have NFTs to actually do something. Now in the V2, we wanted to make it more accessible for everyone, not force people to buy something that they might not enjoy. They can try it out. So now we have a better onboarding of new users, where then Grandpa Charles gives you his fake lacy, like it's a level 4 albino jaguar, which already introduces you like the cooler species, the rarer fur color, fur type, and you can start playing with that, and it's your decision if you want to capture a wild lacy. If you encounter one that you say, yeah, that I like that one, he's cute, he's strong, he has good statistics, I'm gonna capture him. That's then purely your decision. Of course, with the V2 as well, we introduced the aspect of ZooCoin, which was launched on MinSwap and Wing Riders last weekend. And Wing
Wow,
Riders
cool.
introduced, yeah, that's cool to do. Like, if you're in the crypto space, you've seen all these coins get added to CoinMarketCap, and now you have like one of your own listed. It's like warms, exciting, funny feeling inside. But it's,
Yeah.
it's it's definitely cool. But
I did see the tweet that you put out, and the token price listed up, and it's like, oh yeah, you're right. It is quite an accomplishment for any crypto
yeah,
project, especially if they're aiming for that.
but if you want to actually collect or acquire the zoo coin inside the game, you do need an NFT. So there's a few ways that you can complete challenges. So you can earn zoo coin in a few ways. We have the Rogue Six, as we call them. Those are 6 non-playing characters that move across the island like every 5 minutes. Their location is randomized. The lacies that they have are randomized. And they work in tiers of level 5, 10, 15, 20, up to level 30. And each of them give you more zoo coin. So you have to level up your lacy to be able to fight the highest level. So that's one way of acquiring zoo coin. Another way is there's daily and weekly challenges. So let's say it's defeat 5 wild lacies, win 5 PvP fights. Like they also rotate daily in and out. And then there's the leaderboards, because our version 2 also has PvP, so player versus player. So you can go out, walk up to a guy, hit challenge, enter into a fight where you have to select in which tier you want to fight. Like tier 1 is level 1 to 5, level 6 to 10 is tier 2, etc., etc., etc. And you can also play 1v1 or 5v5, up to 5v5.
Wow, okay.
It's pretty cool.
Very interesting. Now, we've probably got some critical questions here, and one is around funding. Like, I'm assuming some of these NFTs helped fund the development of the game and whatnot, and maybe you put in your own money. How did you fund the game so far, and how's future funding going to come into play with it?
We all did it ourselves. We started in March 2021. Free time, COVID, lockdowns, lots of spare time, lots of interest. So we built the entire first version fully on our own time, our own effort, our own money, our own infrastructure. We were already running some Cardano infrastructure for playing, testing, other services as well. And then in March 2021, we launched the NFT sale. But that brought in a little money, but we're not using that money. Actually, it's not the right time, in my opinion, to start selling ADA. We're sitting on it, we're staking it, and we're funding it all ourselves. So it's a sustainable thing as well. I think if you do it that way, you know the costs, and you can decide on the costs. Like, do we do the costs? You can keep it sustainable. And I think that's important for the continuity of your. If your costs go through the roof, then, and since we do everything ourselves, it's
keeps the cost down.
Yeah, indeed. We all still have day jobs, so it's not like we're working on it 40 hours a week, but maybe 20 to 30 in our free time. Like our weekends, they're fully dedicated to ADAZoo. We have every Monday we have meetings, every Wednesday we have meetings, and then in between there's also things like these podcasts that are scheduled or community events. It's a fun experience, real adventure. That's true.
So how many people on the team at the moment building the game?
Right now, I like the game building. That's just 2 at the moment. It's just me and one of my partners, who is actually the co-founder of the Godot framework. So you have some gaming frameworks like Unity, and Godot is one of them, but it's an open source framework. And when I was looking for people to help me build it, I reached out because we already started building on Godot, and I was posting a job in their Discord, and like 16 people started messaging me, and then one of those guys reminded me, because like 16, it took a while to go through and read all of the input that they gave me, and then after 2-3 days, the guy reminded me saying, "Oh yeah, by the way, I'm the co-founder of the framework." So I was like, "Yeah, okay, co-founder means you have experience, means you have the network. So okay, let's start talking, start exploring." And he also brought us into contact with other team members that we occasionally can ad hoc have us help out with some more advanced things like the server, like client to server connection, and those things. So we're four, me, and then Ariel from Godot. Ward, who's an ex-colleague of mine, who was he's working on the website. I started the first version of the website, and he totally rebuilt it and then scaled it up. And then we have Steven, who's doing our business and community management and financial stuff. So.
Okay, so a fairly slim team. That's why you can keep the costs down. I know other projects that just scaled up with all these team members and just made things.
Yeah, we don't draw salaries from it. We don't live off the. We have a company and we're from Belgium, and if you're in Belgium, you have a company and you draw a salary from it. You have to pay more taxes on it. So we have a company and we don't draw any money from it. So it's just sitting there, growing. So we really want to go for growth. We're launching ZooCoin as well. We get spammed with centralized exchanges that want to list ZooCoin apparently, and they all start out with, "Hey friend, do you want to get a listing? It's a small amount." It's like, oh yeah, sure. Until you hear the small amount, it's like from 15,000 to like $60,000. Like that's not a small amount. So.
Plus the liquidity of the token and any integration fees. So most of them don't support Cardano, so you have to pay for that too. It's expensive.
But that's the world. Money makes the world work, I guess. So it's a process. We'll get there. We don't have to do it in one day. It'll come
soon.
Yeah.
Okay. Very cool. Now, what about adoption of the game? So you've got to market this. You've got to get people playing. It's like, and you've got PvP there as well. So if I jump on and start playing, I haven't played it yet, to be honest. If I jump on, will I be interacting with some other people?
Yeah, I think we have I just checked the numbers before I joined the call, and I think we're at like 1,600, 1,700 registered players. And in the last week, we've had 60 to almost 70 active profiles inside the game. So marketing,
that's
indeed,
cool.
There is people like daily active users, but marketing is a good point. That's something we don't have a marketing guy on the team, and that's something that's been lacking definitely. But that's something we have to step on. I talk to a lot of people in the Cardano ecosystem, and a lot of people don't know us. Some of they've heard of us, but they've never seen us. And that's definitely something. Once they dive in, they're actually pretty constructive, pretty positive in their feedbacks. Like we have a lot of players that started out with Pokemon when they were young, and they have children now, and they have their children start playing ADAZoo, and we got some very positive feedback there. But we're not like Chilled Kongs or Space Buds, or we're not like, people don't know us. And that's I think where we have to step up indeed and be more out there, be more publicly visible, available. We went to see NFT-Con as well because we're from Belgium again. Going to Vegas, it's quite a trip. Staying in Vegas, quite a trip. And there we had like a full booth, and also there people showed up that you had two types, people that didn't know us. They were like, "Oh, this is cool," and then people who knew us were like, "Hey, here you are, finally!" And it was an amazing atmosphere. That's true, definitely.
Yeah, CNFTCon was very, very cool, and there were so many booths that I didn't get to visit. There was just too much to conquer. And
imagine the V2.
I can't wait. I can't wait. All right. So now, if people want to jump on board and get started, what's the best point of contact, or where should they get started? Where should they go to get started?
Well, start at ADAZoo.com. You can register an account. You can connect your web wallets. You can go on JPEG if you say I wanna buy an NFT and start that way, or you can just use the free one. Start playing the game. If you want to reach out, you can join our Discord, ADAZoo.com. At the bottom, the socials are listed. Our Twitter DMs are open. Always happy to hear new people, get feedback as well. That's something we also take into account very heavily, like feedback on what people want to see. what people think, because we have a special role in our Discord called the Zoo Enthusiasts, and also the OGs. They really give good feedback. Like Captain Optimistic, I don't know if you've heard of him.
No, I don't.
Yeah, he's a big guy. I've met him a few times, and he's an amazing supporter as well. Same with Blue Collar, very active contributors, very they're amazing guys. Helped us out a lot as well in the past, and we really take that feedback to heart and see what can we do with it. And you can't think of everything yourself. People have other opinions, other visions, and you have to value that definitely if you're working for a community. So. Big shout out
to the community,
guys.
Yeah, the community aspects are so important. It's really good that you foster that and take on board all of their feedback and basically build the game around
that's your players. That's
actually want.
They're part of the content, so they have to enjoy it. They have to like it, and that's what makes it, I think, extremely fun. Seeing people actually come in and take the time to give their opinion. Like. Most people just give their negative opinion, like only then they do after. But giving positive opinion, that means you care, and that means a lot.
Yeah. You give them that OG role. There you go. Done. Nice.
Yeah, correct.
All right. Awesome, Michiel. Thank you so much for joining me on the podcast and telling me all about ADAZoo, explaining its journey and how people can actually join in as well. It's really cool. I'll be playing the game a little bit more and enjoying and engaging with the community.
Welcome. Love to see you on the island.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thanks, Pete. Cheers.
Yeah, gotta do it like that. You've been listening to the Learn Cardano podcast. Gotta get it hype. Crypto is what we like, but this is not investment or financial advice. Gotta do your research, cause it's risky. We know it is. This show is educational and it's informative. Crypto's the future, really, it ain't no debate.